Hello there.
Oh, why you keep dying? I mean, it's only dropped a little bit. It hasn't dropped that many. Still annoying. It means it's going to keep doing it, though. Anyway, it's time to begin. How we doing? Hello, hi. We're back. So, we left off last time doing some stuff and some junk. This is actually nearly done. It already went through a, 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 a clear weather and back onto a drought again. Got most of this done. Bad water's already gone again. Um, and then this happened again. And then I looked over at food and I was like, oh dear, that's not good. So, food is pretty dire at the minute. We're pretty much down to just berries. How do we expand all this? Yeah, just it's basically just subsisting off berries now. So, we're very quickly building farmhouses, and I do have cattails. So over here, we're getting ready to make a meal to make cattail flour and then turn it into cattail crackers, and that should hopefully sort of stabilize things out. But yeah, it's very short on food at the minute. Hey, Bobbers, how you doing? Yeah, the thing's dying again. It's sort of holding steady, but there's a fairly consistent number of drop frames. So yeah, I've also, because the bots need catalyst, the catalyst is a drain on potatoes, I've also paused this thing for now. So I need to find all the workplaces that that rely on bots and perhaps pause them. Both centrifuges? Yeah. I mean, not that they can really do anything at the minute. Yeah, they don't have any bad water, so it kind of doesn't matter. But yeah, it's a bit of a problem. Yeah, you were all doing stuff. I'm very hoping that they deliver yeah, looks like they're coming with the logs now. Yep, they're getting this done. There's a shortage of gears. Yeah, they're up and running again. I just unpaused those. So hopefully we'll survive this. It's a bit of an issue. It's a bit of an issue, but I think I've caught it soon enough as the berries evaporate. Yeah, hey, going on, If. How you doing? You working on your little beaver town? Nice. How goes your beaver town? I hope it's doing a little better than this one. Oh yeah, while I think of it, while I see it over here, I'm in the process of moving this over to here now as well. What I should probably do actually is delete that, lower you down a little bit, and I'll make sure to high prioritize that, because then they can scoop up the gears and deliver them somewhere. Oh, actually, so to get the mill down, I actually had to delete the warehouse that held the gears, so I need to find... I'm just really struggling to cram stuff in because there's no space. Where am I going to put you? I mean, I already sort of kicked some of the mills out the windmills out the way to make room for stuff, and I've sort of been lowering the terrain to make to sort of level this whole area around, and yeah, it's become a problem. I mean, having said that, the mill's up and it's making flour, so it's probably fine. But it does mean without storage, I'm not sweeping up the gears. So I think I'll just do small ones for now. Just set those both to gears. Set you to gears. There we go. And that should get that done. I'll probably wind down a few of those just to save on production. Alright, what do we got? Alright, well, this farmstead running, it probably only needs 2. Yeah, I've set up some farmland all the way over there, so it's a mixture of carrots and potatoes. Over here is ready to go. Why aren't you? Oh, you're too far, that's why. Alright, so bring a road in there, then it'll be fine. You can reach all of that. Alright, so... is it sunflowers, I think? I really don't remember. Sunflower seed, yeah, so it was sunflowers. So we'll do a mixer. What are you? Your 5 days, your 6 days, your 10 days. So I'll just do a bit of everything just to diversify a little bit. And do a whole bunch of potatoes over here. Yeah, I'm also, at the end of last time, I deallocated this, and I'm now just sort of pushing across at the higher level. So eventually we'll be able to raise the level of water up. I say eventually, it's getting closer. It's gradually getting closer. I'm not doing this the most efficient way as well, because I need to, so I can't do too much of this until I prepare this area and for production. And as I say, I'm not doing it the most efficient way, so I need to drill down under this platform to get access to the sort of aquifer, I guess you could call it, underneath. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, drill down, get access to it, and then that'll help water it. Because, yeah, where the edges are is where it's getting watered, whereas if it's just underneath, it doesn't do anything. So I need to put columns underneath, but I want to, as I say, I want to sort of set up the whole area first, then do that. Aha, we're getting food. Alright, I think it's okay. Oh, speaking of, we also have the ability... I can do in there too, finally. Why can't... Oh, it's just waiting for stuff behind. Okay. Yep, yep, yep. Very good. There we go. Very good. Yeah, get a few more potatoes going, and that should hopefully stabilize this out. Because I don't have, like, the berries are there, but it's really only a very small collection of berries actually being grown and harvested and all that jazz. I'm not really working that hard on them. Like, I'm not working to produce a lot at once, because it's meant to be a backup. It's not meant to be a primary food source. I mean, I say that. I mentioned this before. The blueberries, when there is a better food source available, the beavers won't actually eat them at all. Blueberries are a backup sort. Like, they'll eat it if they have no choice. Otherwise, they'll eat anything else except for blueberries. It's the only food that doesn't contribute towards happiness. It only contributes towards just base hunger. Yeah, whereas all the other foods here have something here. Ah, look, the cattail crackers are moving. Excellent. That should be, yeah, cattail crackers there. It does mean I'll need to build a storage as well for the thingy. Did they get both built last time? I don't actually remember, but they're done now. Oh, they actually need a supply of dirt too. Oh, that's right. I'm pretty sure those were 2x2, weren't they? I remember saying that last time. Yeah, we need a large warehouse. I'm gonna max priority you just to make sure I can get it done in time. And then cattail crackers. And here comes the army. And just like that, they've got all the, well, nearly all the logs. All the logs? All the logs? Nope, there's the planks. There's all the planks. It's still not got all the logs, though. Aaron's got all the logs. And it's done. Just like that. Yes. Oh, you get the first bad water rig. That's the Iron Teeth one, isn't it? No, there's a bad water rig there, yeah. So, yeah, this thing always produces... I should probably do this, because it's better than pumping. Yeah, I should probably switch over to that. Yeah. Also, I set this up to sort of rework this area, because I'm not overly happy with it. So we're going to get rid of that. I'm going to tell you to scoop up all that, up to the metal blocks, of course. And what I was interested in was a couple of sluices. Although the power shaft is probably going to do the job anyway. Yeah, I want a sluice on top of that. And that's move that out of the way, annoyingly. Yeah, I want a sluice like that. Do I want another one? I don't know. Maybe a dam. It's just like an emergency overflow. And yeah, and then like that. I probably should drop the whole thing down a tile. But yeah, in theory, yeah, the bad water rig, it always produces, if I remember rightly. Yeah, steel's a... You lose your water wheels if you do that one. Yeah, that's the only thing. Is like I do get the bad tide bad water here. Well, I actually get both now because the good water comes through here. But yeah, I lose these. I just don't know. I haven't really used a bad water rig, so I'm gonna try it and see what happens. And if I don't like it, I'll switch it to the other one. I mean, we're sort of at the point of the game where none of this stuff really matters. I did sort of want to stockpile stuff up, but it doesn't really matter. You can't get dirt because you can't get power. Why can't... Oh, of course you can't get power. Of course you can't get power because I cut the shaft. Right, I'll just let the beavers grab some of that. They're taking the gears, I assume. Yeah, they're taking the gears. Alright, good enough. Yeah, they can take that. I mean, it's not going into storage, but it's going somewhere. Right, landscaping. So we're going to fill in this dirt all. I'll grab you. Around, 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 around. Whoops. Doesn't matter. There. Gotta bring it up to there. Bring it up to there. Bring it up to there. Yep. Just making sure I actually brought it up to the right. Oops. Right height. One, two, one, two, one, two, one, two, and delete, delete. And then, platform, just like that. Yeah, and I've got high priority on that, so that should get done as soon as it can. Might unpause that one as well. See if we can't run both of these at the same time. Lower the priority on that too. That way we're not taking over other jobs. Well, apparently it's getting built. I'm going to set that to a low priority as well. How are we doing? We're at 1300, so carrots are up. Cattails are going places. That's getting quite sad. Excellent. We're getting dirt into here. That's what we want to see. So we can start expanding the potato crop a little bit. Unfortunately, that's drying out. It's probably because of the... Yeah, this is going to change the... reshape the what gets watered. Oh, wise one, teach me the ways to make a proper giant vat of liquid. They seem to be doing it wrong. So how is it going wrong currently? You willed the stream into existence. Yeah, you might want to continue willing it to stop dropping frames as well. As far as making a giant vat of water goes, it's more or less start with an existing water course. It always starts with putting a dam on it, and then putting a bigger dam on it. You know, raise it up a tile. I don't have that much power. The second step I usually go to is the double and triple floodgates to make it store more water. And as far as this vat goes, what I did was I had used the dirt blocks. You can actually you don't have to use dirt blocks. You can grow levees to make artificial walls to expand it. But this is sort of like the fourth or fifth iteration of it, where I changed it over to dirt blocks. So source down into the vat, but then it always seems to flow out and not actually save unless I don't have enough space. Oh, ad break. Yeah, ad break. I'm just trying to think. Oh, speaking of drop frames. All right, just as a side note, bloop. Blurp. Are we 15 seconds? Yeah, just while the ad break's going on, I'll do this. There, bloop, und floop. Hey, there we go. We should be back now. Yeah, so just while the ad break was going on, I was just chucking this in. There. So when you're storing stuff, or when you're in the wet season, when the water's flowing, there will always be an excess that flows over the top of the dam. The sort of ultimate goal is to eventually return for your lesson. Yeah, the ultimate goal is to have a giant puddle that stores as much as physically possible, and then what you would do is you would use floodgates, double or triple floodgates, that just refers to the height, which is the manual way of feeding water in. You might occasionally see these sluices, which are automatic floodgates, effectively, pouring water down, and that's how it's regulating water down. But I still have, yeah, see, there it goes there. So it's just topping up the this section. Main question is, how do I properly gate it at the top of the river? Let it flow down to the next position. Okay, you do have a sluice. Sluices are a bit of a thing to set up. They're a bit of an exercise to set up. So these are set to constantly top this up to 1.4. Yeah, see it auto open and close. So this level here, yeah, it's sitting at 1.44. As Boba says, so dams will automatically let anything go over 0.65. And so that's why these are set to 1.4. The reason it's 1.4 is that that's the total height. So there's one block plus 0.4 of a block. So there's one block there, and then there's 0.4 of a block there to maintain the level. This one is only set to 0.35, which is quite low, but that's deliberate so that it doesn't go over this dam. That's where the trick is to setting up the sluices. So the sluices, and there's one for every level as well, although I don't need it. I actually only need the one sluice down here, down the very bottom. It's the only one that matters. If I actually, so as an example, if I raise this to 0.65, and I check this depth gauge, so it's going to continue letting water in until it sees 1.65. 59, 1.6, 6, 3, 4, 5, and you see it's now flowing over the top. I'm now over the topping the dam, which in turn means that this one will start filling up. So the sort of point that I'm leading to is that if you have sluices, you want to set them quite low. Yeah, and there it is. See, because this is also set to because this is set to 0.65, it's overtopping this one, which means it's going to overtop the next one. I should probably wind that back down to 1.4. And yeah, and that's how you generally lose water. It doesn't matter because it's going to top up this area here. Yeah, the zip lines are new for the what are they called? The folktails in the experimental. So this is the experimental for the folktails. While we've been rambling, we're up to 2.3k thingies now. How we're doing on potatoes? Not great. Still not doing great on the potato department. Carrots are recovering. Spatterdock's recovered. Not quite you. Grilled potatoes are getting there. Sunflower seeds is getting there. Ziplines are... Oh, yeah. So the tubes are for the iron teeth, and the ziplines are for this lot, the hippies. The hippie beavers. Yeah. I mean, iron teeth are just... We were going through this yesterday. Iron teeth are just universally better. So use a combination of dam and sluice to regulate each river segment. I think the issue is trying to use a sluice and a floodgate rather than a dam to automate. Yeah, so generally you would use a floodgate as manual control, and then a sluice as automatic control, and a dam as overflow. So this is our giant kettle of water. When you'll see it when the drought ends. So like it'll fill up this area, and eventually the water's got to go somewhere, and so it'll overtop this dam. It'll fill up here, and then it'll overtop this, and then it'll continue round the water course, and it'll top up over here as well, and then eventually hit this, which is very overbuilt for what it is. I don't know why I did so many sluices. I was just doing it out of habit. Oh dear. So yeah, each part has its own specific purpose. Just checking, because apparently I'm dropping frames again. Why are iron teeth better? Well, the pneumatic tubes, the big water wheel, the breeder tubes, and so on. It's just everything is better with them. Oh, more potatoes. I also need to tell you to prioritize harvesting so the clean potatoes are not just sitting there. Where is it? Potato. Do that. Hopefully I can plant some of them. Hopefully. Just sort of pushing my luck a little bit. So as far as bad tide goes, so we have the water source here. We actually have two water sources. There's a second water source up here as well. Oh, side note. I was just doing a little experiment. There. So water source here comes into... We actually only just built this last time. So we have two sets of sluices. These sluices only let the contaminated water... So this one doesn't control on depth. It only lets through... It only opens when the contamination is below a certain amount. And this only opens when it's above a certain amount. And so when the bad tide comes, this will shut, this will open, and then send the bad water around the side here, around this way. We spent like 3 hours digging out this passageway, and it comes down around and then bypasses the entire map. As far as this one goes, so originally, way back when we were first setting this thing up, it actually had two dumps either side here. So good water went into straight into the big lake, and the bad water went down here to then be rejected. I mean, even before that, there was actually an opening here to just dump it and bypass it. But now the bad water and the good water comes all the way down past the water wheels, and it gets dumped off the side if it's good, and then sent into the bad water volcano if it's bad water. Think you built your bad tide bypasses wrong as well? Ah. Hopefully this is a bit of guidance to how to do it. So yeah, so you don't really want to... I found when it comes to sluices, unless you're doing something specific, generally you want it to do only one function. So this thing, all it needs to do is just control open when it's above contamination. This opens when it's below contamination. And then the third one is to regulate the hydration over here. Oh, another thing, so this one is just always, or not always open, it's regulating at a depth of 0.65, and sluices also double as one-way valves. So you can actually see the water levels higher on one side to the other. So what this is doing is it's maintaining a level of water for the lidos. That way they don't run out of water, and it isn't directly coupled to this. So that's another little thing you can do with sluices. Use them as a one-way valve. And that's what's happening over here with these sluices. They're just permanently open, but they're set to always let water underneath this land. Because this is an experiment, by the way. Don't read too much into this. Yeah, these are always set to top this up, and then they won't let water drain back out again. That I actually copied, I think, on your water farms. Oh, okay. That's the other thing too, is that it's good for maintaining the one-way valve with the sluices is good for maintaining the water farms. Here isn't the greatest because when the water comes through, it actually floods these and it starts killing them. And the water plants don't like being out of their ideal conditions. They die after a day or so. How are we doing here? Still don't have any raw potatoes, but we are building up baked potatoes. I might unpause this to get the mechanical workforce up and running again. Seeing as though we seem to be recovering from our troubles. How are we doing in there? Not quite sure what's happening. Oh, you? How much of that is actually built? Oh yeah, they're actually up to the platforms now. Oh yeah, no planks. That's why. Yeah, because we're not making any planks. We have the logs. Oh, I see. It's because it's all timber bots. Yeah, so we can't make planks. Right, so hopefully the timber bots will start getting catalyst again, and we'll start seeing Yeah, that's a catalyst maker. What are you? Cattail roots, cattail flower. Might raise that up by 1 and raise you up by 1. Because food, I always want to raise the worker priority up to make sure the food production is always running. Like, same with you. Same with you. Even though they're not doing anything at the minute, you always want to keep the... Well, my suggestion is to always keep the priority up on food production. Similar story with builder, or to a lesser extent builders. I like to... Yeah, so these are on super duper low priority. Maybe a few haulers, it's a good idea to keep them at a higher priority. But at the same time, builders and haulers I'll generally keep as... yeah, so you keep it slightly low. I don't want to lower this too much because you do actually need haulers late game. They're very important late game. Now we wait for the drought to end. 4K food and 0 logs, that's about normal. That's pretty normal before you hit endgame. Just have like no logs at all. Alright, a little bit more dirt. Chuck that there. I'm going to make use of the arrow. Just to make sure. So this arrow means that, yeah, so it has to wait for the one behind it to finish before it'll do anything. And if I do it that way, it guarantees that beavers won't get stuck behind it. Not that I'm in any particular mood to unstuck them. As we've demonstrated many times, if a beaver's stuck by explosives, they die by explosives. I'm also going to mark these for demolition. Sadly, I have to game autosave. Yeah, and I want to make this proper terrain. Thankfully, I can build terrain on top of the natural arches, which is nice of it. So I don't need to pull down the arches as well. And this is just one last little aesthetic detail so that I can just tidy up the aqueduct. Ironically, we're going to be doing this just as the drought ends, so we're going to be dumping water out off the side. Play with multiple districts? Not really. The whole districts things was always kind of annoying. It was never really that useful. I mean, I have done it in the past because you used to have to. You really wish you could make those natural arches? Yeah, just make them out of dirt blocks. That would be nice, wouldn't it? There it is. So the water returns. Yeah, and see, there goes the water there. That's potentially a lot of trapped beavers. Oh, you stupid beavers. I mean half a mind to keep you stuck there. Yeah, as I say, the water's going to spill over the side until it's fixed. But yeah, so now the sluices are open because it's not contaminated. It's going to fill this up. These are just going to continue maintaining depth until it goes over the top. Sheepdog, how you doing? What are we looking at? Another stuck beaver? No. Very good. But yeah, it's going to take a while to refill this thing. Beavers or duplicate? I think by a thin margin, beavers are slightly smarter. By a very thin margin. I mean, duplicants will go out of their way to trap themselves inside a wall or and get their head stuck in a tile or something. It's either that or I'm just not had as many bad experiences with beavers as I have with duplicants. I suspect it's also because beavers can't happily swim in lava like duplicants do. I suppose probably the closest would be beavers trying to swim in bad water. And even then, it's really a case of sending them to the enrichment center when they do swim in bad water. Let's get the next lot going there. Just a little bit of micromanagement. Still filling, by the way. Oh, and there's no other outlet anyway. This is the only outlet here. Alrighty. Nearly there. That should be nearly coming over the top. You notice it's taken nearly 3 days for it to just refill the pond. Right. And that is, or at least should be that. Just high priority that. Yeah, yep, there it goes. So it's refilled this thing. It's going over the top. Should be going over the top there, and yeah, and then it'll just flow as normal. Oh, it's actually dried out over there. The Duplo can't. I mean, noticing and caring are two separate things. Alright, so, I'm not making use of you lot. There's still a lot of bots wandering around without catalyst. You know, yeah, it's sort of what I was tiptoeing around, wasn't it? There's less opportunities for the beavers to injure themselves in strange and creative ways, like in Oxygen Not Included. Because Oxygen Not Included has so many ways for the duplicants to injure and outright kill themselves. Or incapacitate to the point where they can't be rescued. Or in one case recently, or not that recent now, in one case where the duplicant just physically would not rescue the incapacitated other duplicant. That was very annoying. The duplicant just there screaming, and the other duplicant's like, I'm not going to scoop you up. You don't need to be rescued. There we go. What do we got? Cattail flower, roots, and dandelions. Oh no, those are yeah. I was thinking about that. I was like, hang on, don't I need the seeds from that? Have I done something wrong? No, it's fine. Alright, so we should have our explosives starting to flow again. Yeah, I can see them getting this done again, and the extract should be flowing again. Let's set you to regular beavers. We're pretty short all round. I mean, I'm down to incapacitated 20. Oh, yeah. I was going to say, yeah, 40 robots, but most of them can't work at the minute because they don't have catalyst. Because I need potatoes for that. I could switch it to something else, but I think expanding farming is really the better solution to go by. Alright. Not really, as far as the sluices go. I'm not sure why I did it that way. I think I was sort of assuming that that I needed more than I did. But yeah, one sluice at the bottom is for regulating this depth is enough. I think it was because I needed to confirm how water equalizes. Like if I have a sluice that opens up to a certain depth, whether or not it can go above that depth. No, it can't go above itself. Yeah. So if I had a sluice down there, it can't raise it up to 1.4. It needs to be, yeah, the minimum height of the sluice needs to be down there, which is one underneath actually, as well. So yeah, there is actually a there is a reason not to put it on the bottom, but yeah, there's no reason for me to have those there. They don't do anything. Likewise, over here, I don't need that many sluices. So yeah, one sluice here would have been fine, and then just the dams over the top. Ah, drought again. I kind of prefer a bad tide, strangely enough, because then I can make more booms. Because we are very bottlenecked on this stuff. What are you waiting for? Gears, treated plank. You are waiting on treated planks. Probably should unpause that. I mean, the lack of catalyst again. Still. Yeah, it's filling up on grilled potatoes. This is good. It's really going to... The catalyst is going to struggle until I fill up on grilled potato. Oh, I'm using potatoes because it's really good for... it's one of the best production. I could use carrots or spatterdock, however. If I actually had any. I don't even have any of that, actually. Well, the only thing to it is plant a little bit more. That is true, yes. As soon as the bad water rig is done, then booms will always be present. Sadly, I will lose a little bit of this just because it'll permanently seal it. But it will mean bad water at all times. So it's not the end of the world. Ah, look at that. They buried the whole thing. So how far is that? Doop, 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 doop. And I probably won't count that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need... well, it's actually a bad measurement. Yeah, so every 8 by 8, or maybe 7 by 7, I need a little... I need to drill down a hole. It actually could be more consistent. That could be like 7 by 7 or 6 by 6. Because it's just going to be a tile instead of a platform. So it doesn't actually matter. Oh, that's done. I've sort of artificially set this as the back limit. It doesn't greatly matter, but it's the position I've sort of aimed for. There's something amiss from Oni. The one tile counting is a pain in Timberborn. Oh yeah, the lack of a ruler is painful. I think I answered my own question from a little while ago as well, in that I do want to maybe trim this down a little bit. Surprise doesn't hydrate everywhere. Yeah, I forget who said it. It's the boundary that causes the hydration, which is what I was curious about, is whether or not I can do it on a platform. And yeah, it's this boundary here that's causing it to hydrate back that way. Back 8 tiles that away. So all I need is create those underground boundaries by putting a tile down and then stacking on top of it, and then it should hydrate. Because I think it's true of this as well. That's like the next stage of the experiment. Have you or anyone else irrigated the entire map as a game goal? I haven't done the entire map, but I've done a fairly decent chunk of the map. Artificial boundary. Yeah, it's pretty much the idea. I think he's dropping frames again. I've only dropped like 13,000 frames so far. Only. Hopefully it made sense, Duplo, with talking about this thing and the levees and the dams and such. So a little trick you can do is you can build up around the water source, because water won't flow out of it. Water will flow off the map on any open tile, but it won't flow off the map on a water source. So you can actually build up levees or dirt tiles around the water source to artificially raise the height of it. And that's actually what I've done here, as I've filled this in to raise the heights of the water source to give me more depth than what was otherwise possible. It's fairly involved. It's generally a fairly involved project to do, though. I'm also going to fill in that. There is actually a method to minimizing the amount of volume here, because it minimizes the amount of bad water volume. Oh, good, I didn't actually delete. I thought I was deleting the resources. No, it doesn't really matter at this point. But yeah, I thought I was deleting the resources then. I hesitated for a moment. Yeah. So I'm just sort of filling... Oh, I probably shouldn't fill that in. In fact, I should probably look into doing that instead. In fact, delete all of it. What do we want? Path. Because we've got a little indent there. I can perhaps do that. What was that? 1, 2, 3. There. Just go across there. I don't really need this, having said all that. I don't really need to do it, but it's convenient. It has conveniences. There we go. And just make it look semi-natural, because I can. There. See, now it's all nice and squared off. Like that. Push you, hopefully. Dang it. Trying to push it down a tile. There we go. Yeah, wrong way. Back you go. Back you go. There you go. That wasn't so hard now, was it? Nope. Just playing chase the rubble. Got it. So now it's all in one big pile. Yeah, get rid of all of that because we don't need to actually build those dams. Oh, they're on the last row. Where do you pull your water pumps from? I think I'm doing that poorly as I'm only pulling from furthest down the river. Yeah, you don't really need... Doesn't need to be anywhere particular. I'm actually doing it from the dam specifically. The best place for the pumps is fairly close to the town. What matters is minimizing transport and keeping the productivity up. This productivity is really low because the water's all full. And I'm only using one because one is enough to supply everything. The other two are really just to try and catch up if it falls behind. But yeah, you should have a tank right next to it, and then haulers to bring it right down into the town and keep travel as short as possible. That way you're collecting as efficiently as possible. It is possible to have water recirculation river to keep wheels spinning in a drought. Yes, there is a whole thing behind using, or is it the mechanical fluid pumps, where you circulate water around through a wheel. It is... I'm not sure. I never really looked into it that much, because in theory you can create infinite energy by circulating around and around. I'm going to raise that priority. But yeah, for the folk tales, you have access to windmills, and both have access to gravity batteries. And part of what we're working on here is we're going to bury a whole big pile of windmills. And so the windmills are going to be doing the work when the water wheels aren't turning. The iron teeth have access to a steam engine, which can run when the water wheels aren't turning. But having said that, the iron teeth also have access to two really powerful buildings. They have access to the big water wheel, and they also have access to the bad water. Is it called the bad water dome? It's called something. I'm pretty sure it's called something else. So in the Folk Tales, you have the bad water dome. The bad water dome can shut off a bad water source, whereas the one in the iron teeth can either shut it off permanently, or you can open it and have it always output bad water. And that one is really interesting because it means if you have a lot of bad water sources, you can permanently have a source of flowing bad water, which you can run through water wheels. In fact, I'm going to save this just quickly and show you what I mean. Didn't know they exist? This is your first map, so asking questions. Okay. Yeah, the first map always ends up with a lot of questions. So this is my secret, this save. This was actually the previous save that we played, but I've been doing experimental stuff on it periodically as well. I think I mentioned it last time, like I did play around with the tubes. I did really want to play around with the tubes. So yeah, this actually has a tube network. Just laid it over the top of everything. But yeah, they have the iron teeth have access to the steam engine when nothing's turning. But as I say, oh yeah, same thing again. Yeah, we've got the sluices to shut things off. Triple floodgates to regulate. This is sort of halfway before sluices were a thing. But over here is where all the fun happens. Yeah, the bad water discharge, that's it. So you can either shut off bad water permanently or permanently maintain bad water flow. And because there's three thingies here, they actually have 3 domes, that means that this water wheel is always turning, and then all of these water wheels are always turning. And each one of these are producing nearly 600 each. And then it gets combined down, increased velocity, so you're now 1200 each. It's just a ridiculous amount of power, and so you have 13,000 energy total. And because these things are always flowing, it's just free infinite energy. It's crazy. I think there was some gravity batteries here that we used on that mountain, but they don't need to do anything anymore. So yeah, that's how you do iron teeth. Just free and infinite energy. I'll close those because it gets in the way. Just stupid how much these produce. Yeah, that's part of why I say iron teeth. That's also going back to before. It's why I say iron teeth are just so overpowered, and there's no reason to not play iron teeth. The other reason is number crunches, which just generate science on mechanical power. What else was there? There's just so many things. Like you got the control towers as well. They consume science to power to boost the bots, but again, like free energy. Height doesn't impact windmills? No, that's why we're putting them underground. There we go. It's an AK, badger, badger, badger. It doesn't even have mushrooms. Oh, is my thing still plugged in? Yes. There we go. Alright, close you and you. I'll leave this one open. Just so you can see how sad the gears and the explosives are. Just as a side note. okay. Interesting. That's substantial, that is. Damn. Quite literally. Does this thing actually work? I'm just trying to... So, I mentioned this yesterday. You... where is it? There it is. That thing. So, that's for Friday. And start pulling that apart. And have a look at the CPU and all that inside. So that's a computer. I should preface. So and yeah, want to pull that apart and have a look at it on Friday night. So keep an eye out for that. Or that's the plan. Hello there, Solar. Name and game, you say? G'day. Is it mostly HD? No, it's mostly electronics. Mostly ICs. Alright, so what I usually do, beavers, adults. Where is the young'uns? There they are. Exclamation mark, hello there. There we go. Where are we at? Just trying to find an example. There it is. They mostly look like that. It's just a giant grid of ICs. Lots and lots of ICs. Lots and lots of power as a result. So yeah, that's something to look forward to. Ooh, also, look what they finished. And what do you reckon? Just detonate one there, one there, one there, and one there. And then we'll slow it right down. I should have done one in the middle. Nice. Alright, so we should be right down the bottom now. I mean, technically, it does have... it is related to a modern machine, but it's very much not a modern machine. I don't want to put that there. I want to go over a tile. But I do want to put that there. Hopefully this will grid align. It does. And hopefully it won't interfere with too many thingies. There. Single or dual. They're all... So they're single high... Or single loaded. Most of them are dual layer, but there are a few 4-layer boards in there. I'm going to set one to be not like the rest. Just going to make sure first. Lots of massive filing cabinets for all huge technical drawings. Actually, I need to think about this a little more carefully. So if I'm going to bury these, I do actually need like platforms to contain it. I think I'm one too low though. No, that actually goes over the top. I mean, I'm pretty sure I actually measured this already. Glad to scan them first. So heat and iron them if incorrect. Well, hopefully I don't need to do too many repairs to it. Part of what I'm doing is to see what needs fixing. You 3. Just trying to think of what is the best combination. Probably a 6. To just minimize the amount of stuff. Actually, let's start with a windmill. I was just thinking, yeah, because there's going to be plenty of space around the windmill, so I might as well just start with a windmill. I'll keep this open on the side so you can look in the side. It's like a Lego thingy. Alright. How are we doing over there? Stuff's happening. Oh, you're ready to go. Might as well make you... That actually does 10. Wow. Oh, okay, yeah, it just increases the efficiency. Just pause those. That should increase that. Yeah, there's one that doesn't have a job at the minute. Astonishingly. Had larger metal platform, but nope, stuck with 5x5. Didn't they both get sort of nerfed with the platform? It sort of made sense. In fact, I'm pretty sure the platform was no, I think they had like a small platform, and then only the Iron Teeth had the big platform. It was sort of limited to Iron Teeth. Yeah, the trouble is the platform's sort of become irrelevant now. In saying that, platform's probably not a bad idea. Out of all the combinations, I'm just not sure. You've got yeah, it's a single post, so it is possible. There. Ah, yeah. Okay. What was the spacing? 1? No, it had to be 2. So I think what I need is like a row in pairs and then supports for the actual whatever my land platform's going to be. So it'd be like a row of 2 windmills. Because I don't think, yeah, I can't fill in that space around it. So it's got to be 1 away, no matter what. And so I need, unless I use the space of 1 to spread out a 5x5 and then around the 5x5 fill in more platform. And that thing should kick into gear when should the wind decide to blow. I feel like the wind isn't as strong. In this update, I feel like it's somewhat been nerfed. May not necessarily be true, but it certainly feels like it. Alright, let's just add a little bit of road to make that a little bit more convenient. I think they're ready to be blown. Your single dynamite. Let's push that underneath, I'm pretty sure. It's probably safe to detonate that. There we go. I think I actually need a lumberjack to fix that. Funny how they're going all the way around like that when they could just do that there. Righty. Yeah, see? Yeah. 100, 100. Yeah, it's exactly the same everywhere. So, my latest thinking was, where are we? Large windmill. I see now the path's in the way. Alright, let's do a little bit of thinking. There, there. Can I do something like that? What do we want? Platform there. And then a 2, I think it was. Now, can I stick a 5x over all of that? I mean, I can, but it doesn't really cover everything. Same with that one. Yeah, it leaves a little bit of a gap. Raise that up to a 1. Same thing again. And this time just fill in all around it with... Oh, the trouble is that I can sort of do it, but then I lose the corner. It needs to be like over a little bit further. Yeah, see, it loses out on the corners. I wonder if that is... Oh, I don't actually want to build that. Maybe some kind of grid, so I fill in here. Center the 5x5 on a post. I think that's the minimum height. It has to be 4 high. So if I could go a little bit lower, that would be amazing. I could also go with 3x3. Yeah, 5x5. Yeah, because it collides with the windmills. But I could go a 3x3 down here. And then I should be able to have like a, the 6x. Like that. And like that. Like that. It's still the same problem though. Yeah, still the same. Hmm. Because that like reaches there. Yeah, what I was hoping was that I could then platform that, but it's sort of the wrong number. It needs to be even, not odd. 3x3 then cantilever to 5x5. Oh, there's a thought. So like that. Or actually, what about... No. Which makes sense, but... Offset. I suppose alternatively would be something like that. And 5x5, and then 5x5 on that. Could work. Would do something. I mean, I do kind of like it, because then it's now 10. Or is it 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The next platform would be there. So pull that down. What have we got? Triple. 2, 3. There, yeah. And you. Oh, there. I'll have to realign all the windmills. Hey, did I? Come out from all sides, and the longest bridge to fill in the middle. Oh yeah, I could actually chip away the walls, couldn't I? Where is it there? I'm off by 1. Yeah. I mean, I like that a lot better. Because then it can squeeze in between the windmills, I think. Where is what's a majigger? Hmm. Hmm. Alright, we'll just tell them to scoop up the materials for now. But yeah, you're right. I could set platforms in under here. What does that need? That needs double dynamite. So yeah, double dynamite all the way along here. Oh, canal's in the way. I might do it behind the canal just so I don't have to deal with it. Or at least for now, and then we'll figure that out afterwards. So I don't want that there. Yeah, so we'll just do that. Like that. And we'll figure out as we go. Yeah, just in case I want to jut it out. I'm also going to high prioritize that just to get it done. It should be nearly done here. Nearly. I mean, they're done with this. Start in the middle. Watch it spiral out. Beautifully. Just tell that to dump some water, because this is going to need a top-up. It's not really a big deal to dump a big chunk of the lake as well. There's so much water stored here, it doesn't matter anymore. Aha. Alright, let's get rid of this. Oh, 2 more. Yeah, because those were 4 high, so they need a little bit extra. And you're out of power. This is annoying. Yep, slowly filling it up. How are we doing here generally? Yeah, down to 37 robo beavers. 4,300. Berries are still a bit low. Carrots are full. Cattail crackers are full. Potatoes are full. That's what we want to see. Oh, look at that. Catalyst is full again. Or biofuels are full again, not catalyst. Catalyst is a different exercise. Nothing to do in range. Oh, yeah. I just need to scoop up that one thingy. And now they're all good. Yeah, getting this thing going is amazing. Look at it go. 40 bad water. Yeah, it's filled up all of that. Just like that. What about 9.1 days? I think it's safe to get rid of the pan. I don't really need it anymore. It was sort of a temporary thing, just to stop too much of the bad water getting away from us. I'm going to regret demolishing those because I'm probably going to need them again. Yeah, I'm going to need to delete these with the old dynamite. So, I'll high prioritize it because I want to get rid of it sooner rather than later. And this one's probably going to stay as levees for now. It'll need fixing eventually, but for now it can stay as levees. Yeah, that can stay. Yeah, and these dams can stay as they are. I probably should change them to floodgates and raise it a lot higher, but that's kind of dangerous to do. Don't really want to do that. Oh, you should be closed because I'm just dumping water at the minute. I need to fix that. The dam is one tile too high for what it's trying to do. Alright, you ready to go now? Yes, you are. Detonate you. Delete that. Excellent. Excellent. Now all this terrain is ready to be utilized by farming or by burying more windmills. Probably burying more windmills. Probably end up just making it one long patch behind the aqueduct. It was a bold strategy bold ambition to stick the windmills around all of it. I'd like to make it work, but I don't know if it will now. Seeing as though I hadn't really thought out how to get the platforms underneath. Also, bye-bye frames. Yeah, even the preview's stuttering. For reference, if it actually comes up, that's what I see. Lots of welcome to chat room again. Nope, we're at 855 kilobits. It's really struggling. There we go. Alright, should be settling down now. As a continuation from yesterday, that's why I also don't do low latency. It's Bold Viking, who hasn't made a sound yet for some reason. How you doing? Hey, Silent Storm. Welcome, everyone. Don't mind me. We're just blowing. We're just got our post-apocalyptic beavers slowly blowing up the entire map. A diagonal ribbon will Timberborn playthrough. I mean, it is possible. I did actually see your playthrough. I was watching it earlier. I mean, yes, it is 100% cursed. Definitely. Definitely cursed. I'll give it that. 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10. Old Viking has made an amazingly cursed factory in in Factorio. And yeah, make sure to go, if you're not following Bold Viking, make sure to give him a follow. He's a friend of ours, a fellow member of Red Circuit. He is also a self-prescribed Viking. Self-titled Viking, I think is the term I'm actually thinking of. Using the lag to defend against the Old Viking. Yeah, it didn't go. I think that the thing's having a real bad day. I mean, my internet's having a bad day today. Nothing's working right. Yeah, like the thingy didn't even try to announce the raid for some reason. I'm sort of still patiently waiting for it to trigger, and it just didn't trigger. I think it just died. It just didn't like it. Chat only without the video feed. It's sort of what I actually do have that. But yeah, because it's constantly connecting, disconnecting, it doesn't work too well. Wait a minute. Hang on a minute. What is going on? That might explain a lot. A few people have done diagonal worlds, but Bold Viking just started one. All right, we might temporarily disconnect briefly. I don't know how much that dropped out, but hopefully it should be normal again. Yeah, that's a lot better. Oh dear. The simplified answer is that stuff was being sent the scenic route. The upload, the video was being sent via the scenic route, the scenic route. It wasn't going very direct. It's actually topping this up nicely too. How is Mr. Koala doing? Pretty good. The thing's telling me I'm offline at the minute. Who is you? Auto. Koala's chewing on the network cables again. I think they've chewed them up and then they've plugged them into different thingies. You know, just rearrange the plugs a little bit. That's what's happened. Alright, I need to refresh that. The slow process required to level the entire map in Timberborn. Yeah. I mean, we've got two lots of thingies running, producing extracts. We've got bad water running round the clock. We're actually full up on bad water, by the way. Reduce that to 6. It's going to increase the time, but I don't think it's really necessary. Found a cable with USB-A on one end and an RJ45 on the other. That is a strange combination. It's not entirely unheard of. I wouldn't be surprised if that was for a industrial controller or something. They would tend to do that for PLCs if they weren't feeling particularly vindictive. At least modern PLC, like a maybe I want to say a Festo, but no, Festo. The Germans are more of a sticker for conforming to standards, almost to the point of obnoxiously sticking to standards. Yeah, straight through, and then it'll go to an RJ45 USB socket. It's the kind of thing that's done on industrial stuff. Funny you say that, Zola. The Cisco serial console, which uses the standard USB plug for the serial signaling. So if you were to plug a USB stick into it, you would probably blow it up. Yeah, RJ45 is common for all kinds of industrial things. Robotics, it could be one of many things, but as I say, it's it could be for anything. UPS data? I've never actually seen a UPS data cable that's RJ45 on the UPS end. Like every UPS I've seen has a B socket on the back, unless it's for a big one. If it was a big one, it would make sense. like a a big rack mount machine, many batteries and things. We're just waiting on you. You still use RJ45 in embedded. RJ45 is amazing because there's so many things you don't have to worry about as soon as you use it. Like it's 100 ohm, 100 ohm, 120 ohm, I think. Characteristic impedance, so you can tune a lot of transmission lines to it quite conveniently and easily. Brand new, still in plastic. Would you prefer a lot instead of a lot? Right, you're done. Oh, you're not done. Well, detonate. Should race them. Oh, that is actually setting that off as well. It's going to be a dynamite needed there as well. Like so. Yep, that's all on platforms. I don't know how I'm going to manage to do that one. That's kind of inconvenient. I'm going to sneeze. Yes. Because I cut through here, I can lay that down. Do that there. And then a 2 there. And there. You've got to use the underground stuff to actually see what's going on. Cisco USB to RJ45 console cable. Oh, was it RJ45 or RJ12? I don't remember what Cisco used for serial. Most modern boards are moving over to USB-C. Not sure USB-C was a great standard to move to. It has a higher overhead. USB-A/B, dynamic wiring negotiation. So USB-C has like 3 or 4 standards within it. And like USB 2.1 over USB-C is considerably simpler, and it only needs like 11 wires total. It's 8 for the standard 4-wire USB plus sense wires and shield. The sense wires tell it which way round the cable is. Plus other things. Yeah, there's like 2 5.1K resistors that go on the end of the sense wires. Most of the wires are counted as powers and grounds, because I think there's 4 grounds per side. Unfortunate poop fountain of sand. It's trying to do too much at once, is the ultimate problem with it. If it was just trying to be, I mean, for an end consumer, it's fine. It's just what goes on in the background of it is quite mind-boggling. The problem is the alternative is something like mini or micro USB, and neither of those are really great in even moderately harsh environments. For the stuff that I do, I use USB-C instead of mini or micro, partly because it's assumed to be like the end customer is more willing to accept a USB-C plug instead of a mini or a micro plug, and they'll break a micro plug within 10 seconds of getting it within like 10 uses. Hey Thunder, how you doing? 6-wire one doesn't carry data. Or actually no, it's the connector. Sorry, it's a 6-pin connector doesn't carry data. It is 6-wire though, for the basic USB-C. Wouldn't mind if USB-C was 25% large. It wouldn't have hurt it. What was I? Double dynamite. Oh yeah, that's right. All right, detonate. The bad water thingy has definitely helped this along. You're not going to walk across this, are you? Well, if you do, it's your own fault. No one blew up, that's always a bonus. Still prefer the older USB-C B connector. USB-C B connector? Is that the fat B? Do you mean? It had more broken mini and micro USB plugs than C? Yeah, I haven't had a C one really. I have a few that don't retain well, but I haven't had a C outright break yet. All right, so there. Oh, the super duper big B with the extra C pins. I would take that as. There was also the micro B with the elongation on it, which was also a weird one. It was always fun freaking people out by plugging a regular micro B into one of those, and it's not all of the plug, but because the main part of it still works. It only works at USB 2.0 speeds. It's still funny just seeing people freak out over it. Let's get rid of you and you for now. Yeah, so what we're doing right now is burying windmills underground. If you hadn't cottoned on to what we're up to. This is our second major project for this colony, is putting windmills underground, which is a new feature of the update. So there. 3x3. And then there. I've only gone 3x3 because a 5x5 will collide, but then I can do the same on the other side. AFK and take a shower while your beavers work laying explosives. It wouldn't hurt. As long as you've got a decent supply of food, it shouldn't matter. Trouble is that I sort of lose this entire row, and what I was hoping for was to not lose this row, but I think like alternate, at the very least, alternate between a windmill and a platform. Has pads for pogo pin based charging on a dock. It's probably the next thing that's next direction we're sort of moving into is pogo pin based stuff. But pogo pins, they're not immune to damage and they do wear out pretty quick if you're using them constantly. Thing is, a 5x5 isn't really much of an improvement. I think, yeah, see, that still collides with the windmill windmill blades. Yeah, like that. So maybe the problem is I need to go up another tile to really make it fit, and that's my issue. Maybe I do need to go up another tile. Just make life easier on me. I might do that. Pause all these. Because yeah, I'm really squeezing the limit of what is possible in the heights. Trouble is I don't really want to go up a tile. I do need to go across a tile if I want to align the windmills with that so that I can squeeze more in. That's a whole headache. And I need one more behind that. Right, so that's the layer it's on. Then I've got to go up one, then up two. I've already sort of leveled it, but yeah, I've got to go up more. Yeah, I get what you mean. It's just that, as I say, pogo pins tend to... They're great, but they do wear out. I've made a lot of little fixtures that rely on pogo pin type connections. I can actually type in... Oh, I can click and drag it though. There is that. There and there. What I don't want to do, ideally, I mean, I want to do that, but what I don't want to do is connect it to the edge so I don't lose track of the edge. That's why I'm putting the path around it, or putting the path around the perimeter. I suppose since I put the path around the perimeter, I've already confirmed what I'm trying to accomplish. There, there, and there. And there. What about stairs like that? Ooh, look at that. I'm guessing the water started flowing finally. Yeah, just started flowing and refreshed this area. Alright, you need to finish that, beavers. Also need a way to actually get down there. Actually, is that way solid? Yes. So what I need to do is I need to cut into there. And probably I'll put an access point in there. An access path, you could say. Yeah, that's... autosave. We need to go down two. Two, like that. I'll just blow it up and then replace the dirt as I need. There we go. Yeah, the path needs to be moved over to here. I think that's actually also... bad tide. Path needs to be moved there. Do I actually... Oh, I've already... Yeah, I don't need to do that bit. I've already lost track of it. There. This bit here needs to be trimmed down. Because it has not, as yet, been fixed. I want a path all the way along the front. Like so. Yeah, we've got to come up and up. And sort of bury that. People dreaming of wireless car chargers. Yeah. That people dreaming that were entirely the type of people that don't know how much of a problem that is. Oh, I don't have any logs. Just realized. Ah. Yes. That's a bit of a problem. You're open. You need to be opened. That's probably killed a lot of stuff then. Yep. Dead due to flooding. I mean, in theory, it is going to be up at that water height eventually. So it's not entirely inaccurate. Oh, you know what? You know what? What are we? 1, 2, 3. Triple dynamite. Like so. I actually want to inset it because, yeah, that's going to be part of the actual irrigated land. And it all goes dry again. There we go. Yeah, as it goes down, it re-irrigates and then dries out. Funny. Yeah, because it's not connected to any irrigated land. Kind of interesting how it shows how the game calculates this stuff. Let's see. You want to be about there, and there, and there. But I want to go both ways. Platform. To there and to there. I'm going to go over one tile. I got it off by one. I want to go there. Boop, boop, boop. And boop. Und boop. Platform. Platform, because I can. And then all that along there. Two-way platform. Just dirt it. As I say, I would just blow up the excess. None of it matters. Flip it around that way and across there. And eventually this path will just extend along this barrier. Question is, am I going to raise the water up a third tile? Because that was sort of the long-term goal, which means I need 2 tiles along here. And I don't rightly know just yet. That's not high priority. I want a high priority that. I want a high priority all of that. Just so I have another path down. And for now, the game lag as it's trying to calculate out the distances. Aha. Right, detonate. And there's a bad tide. Oh yeah, if Duplo you're still here, so you should be able to see this thing switch over. There it goes. See the contamination increased. And contamination 0. So it's still technically letting water through. 1, 2, 3, 4, and shut. There it goes. And you can see the thunk as it shuts. And yeah, so now it won't let the bad water into here, and now it's bypassing. And you can see the bad water's running along there now too. Wireless pad charging is neat, but the poor efficiency and the heat dumped right next to the battery killed it. Yeah. Even with the high frequency stuff, it's still not great. And yeah, and then it just runs along this channel and out and down the back. What it remains after the bad tide. Eventually it gets flushed away. A little bit does sneak into here, but it does seem to evaporate over time. And yeah, this will continue filling up and flowing around. So yeah, so it bypasses the entire area here. And then the bad water here, so this one's shut off again because it's contamination, because that's where it was coming out of originally, and this one's opened up, so now it's pouring into the volcano and flowing around and through. You're too far from a district centre, okay. It's fine. I can arrange for some paths to be made. In theory, this should actually be somewhat filling up, although it is flowing from underneath. Yeah, because this is closed. I think it's getting it from underneath where the power shaft is. Ah, there we go. This thing was always temporary. Delete you. Hopefully this doesn't delete the wall. It's not highlighted the wall, so it should be a good sign. Yeah, it's fine. Here come the beavers. Downside is I've got to do all that somehow. Probably with dams, if I was to hazard a guess. Solution to everything is always dams. Fixes everything. Oh, except for that. Obviously a solution to wireless charging is to make the port that you insert an iron core and use that to channel the magnetic flux. It's like a electric toothbrush charger. That's usually what they do. Yeah, yeah. The base of an electric toothbrush charger has a pokey uppy bit, and there's sort of an opening in the base of an electric toothbrush that it goes into. The very old-fashioned way of doing it. You don't need the fancy high-frequency stuff high-frequency switching to make that work. Very simple, but it is effective. You're basically making an air-coupled transformer. Actually, if you were to put a switching power supply into it, it would increase the coupling efficiency dramatically compared to just having a straight air cord or it's not really an air cord transformer, but you know what I mean, a transformer that I'm trying to think of the term for it. It's a transformer that you can pull the secondary coil away from. Now, you do that. You do that. Alright, once they fill this in, then I'll start figuring out how to do the thingies. One of them thingies with the turns and the fields and the gravity. Yeah, lots of gravity. It's one thing I don't miss is the thing with the iron and the gravity. Because it has so much gravity in it. Slow progress, but we're getting there. I think it's safe to build up this now. Yeah, like that. Yeah, and these things should just be open all the time, just to let the water in. It only needs like 3 of them, doesn't need that much. But yeah, I really want to try and get this up a level. Get the water up a level. Ooh, built this. Excellent. And they built that. Down that goes. Now, eventually I'll be able to rework all this. Just need to get the farms and the tree plantation over to here. Eventually. And then I can start moving the town up there to then dig the town down there. What an operation this is. It's ridiculous. All of this is only possible because of the latest update, by the way. In case that wasn't clear, this is all things that are only possible in Update 7. Yeah, I think I lifted this upper tile because I did actually genuinely need more room to fit the town underground. I could also potentially do vertical farming over here too. Like, I don't need to put it on a single plane. As I was saying yesterday, one of the things in the update notes was that you can make vertical farms of multiple layers. So I could actually do that. Have like potatoes and things. I could actually drop it down. Burying a farm is kind of dirty though. Yeah, I don't want to do that if I can help it. Maybe that can be a stretch goal. Once this has proven itself, then I'll make a stacked one. Well, actually, the farming is meant to all be on top here, and then the town's meant to be underneath. Thank you, water save. Suppose I could actually just figure it out from now. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's that one there, that one there, and then we want a tile there. And that should irrigate all of this around in an 8x8 space around. Oh, plus the circular region, but an 8x8 tile effectively around it. In theory, I could actually have a lake, this up a bit, feed into a sort of a feeder lake up here. Potentially, actually, up here could have fed, the aqueduct could have fed into some kind of system here too, instead of dropping down here. But that could be future me problems. We're also sort of done here, I think, too. There we go. Excellent. Now, can I cram? No, I can't. That's what I was worried would happen. Yeah, I'm just trying to lower the terrain a little bit to try and get some more room for the grav batteries. And just generally, you know, manipulate the terrain as you do in this game. Yeah, a little something like that. Detonate. Hey, that's high enough. Yeah. Well, as soon as the weight clears, then it lets you place them again. If I was keen to, I should actually set up more water wheels all the way down. This gets a little ugly though. Why did I make those 3? They don't need to be 3, do they? I really don't remember. I've already forgotten. Never a good thing. Alright, let's pick you up. We need a 3, then a 1, then a 5. Then we want an overhang, like that, and like that. And yeah, then I just paint over the top. Underground windmills? Yes. All hail the underground windmill scheme. Except that these are still off slightly and not quite correct. Yeah, we're finally building these things. I'm just having a hard time headaching out where everything should sit. Yeah, like that. I think that's pretty much the goal. Fortunately, there's a path in the way. Again, there's always a path in the way, isn't there? Yeah, the goal is to basically put everything up underground for this playthrough. And then get rid of that one. Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like just to make life easier on myself, I need to go up a tile. I'm a tile too low. Yeah, that just makes life so much easier. Floop. And there. And then there. Fortunately, there's 2 tiles. It needs to shuffle over by 2. One is inconvenient. Well, actually, it can shuffle over by 1 anyway. Like, that's as close to the map as that can be, but I could have put this 1 tile closer. Like so. Reserve 5 by platform there. Suppose alternatively... Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay. There's a windmill in the way there. What was I trying to do? 1. Still doesn't fit. Then like that. So that at least reaches over. Does the old reach over. Then a platform. There and there. And that's at the new height. And then... Yeah, you need to be at that height to fit over. I'm trying to remember how I was intending on doing it. So what is it? It's about there. I mean, I was looking at just doing long spans. How about I just start with these? There. Single tile. What tile? What tile? Let's go up 1. Yeah, 1 tile. Beaver scientists were so preoccupied whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think whether they should. I'm glad that they didn't stop to think whether they should, because it should be a good idea. I'll just pause it, I won't delete them. Just so I don't actually start committing to building these things. Yeah, there's not a lot of tree production right now. Things are suffering a little bit. There we go. So that's actually irrigated. Oh, I suppose it's colliding with that. It's got that going for it. But yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I'm going a little bit short just so there's a decent amount of overlap because it is spherical. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 3, 3. Hopefully this is long enough. I mean, I'll just trim the length if it isn't. Alright. As I say, it's a little inefficient. Actually, it can be there. There? Was there? No, it has to be there. It has to be 2 gaps away. See what happens. Now one's only 1. There. Then 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I can just make that longer. I'll hold off on that one for now. Alright, over here, we can drop you down a tile. Alright, now we need our 6x1 platform, like so. I mean, that's a tile higher than it needs to be. But that was somewhat intentional. Because then we go over to here. Let me find our windmill. A big windmill, actually. More specifically, thank you, game. Your nice stuttering. And hopefully, excellent, that actually lines up perfectly with that. So... We're actually there, even. There? No, 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 no. 2. And then there. And then I can platform 5-way. It should be right next to the edge. And it can go over 2 more. Which is equivalent to... can I actually squeeze this a little bit further? 1, 2... Potentially. So first you get back to your reservoir overflowing. That's... I mean, if you're on hard mode, that is impressive because quite often you don't get enough time between... It's very likely you don't get enough time to actually have it refill. I've had that happen before. Where, yeah, it is one off. I thought it was going to be. Because that's really annoying. Does it matter? I don't think it matters. One, 2, there. There. A big old platform. And then you. And like you there. And in theory, all of this should fit underneath. Like there. I mean, that one won't, but that one will. You. Derp. Herp. Trouble is that I sort of need to do the same again down here. Doesn't look right. Hang on a minute. Yeah, see, I thought it didn't look right. The funny thing is, if I can't squeeze windmills around the platform itself, I'll probably just do a straight line of platforms instead. I also got to try and build this thing somehow. So 1, 2, so it's going to be there. And there, then platform, yep. Okay, so I was able to squeeze one underneath. And then rinse and repeat. Okay, I'm getting the idea of the pattern now. 1, 2, there. Extra tile, platform, square platform, and then the 6-way. Yeah, the pillars here are a pain, however. Potentially. Oh, they may not be. I just collapse that out the way. 1, 2 to there. 4. Platform. Hey, it just fits. Yeah, the only problem is this side. And then the rest of it is really just, you know, all this jazz. I could actually make that dirt. It doesn't have to be platform. Dirt's technically cheaper. Just more annoying to fix if something goes wrong. So yeah, that's why are we zooming? To try and see what's going on. Yeah, I'm sort of rotating a lot too. Oops, that's the demolish button, not the path button. That's the path button. So yeah, that should do the job. Unfortunately, yeah, I can. Never mind. I was going to say, unfortunately, I can't make it easier to see, but I can actually make it easier to see. I want a T-piece, and yeah, and then I'm going to run power shafts down that way. Like that. Really weird zoom with black bars. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, I don't know what did that. Because that weren't me. He's going to be so hungry on lumber, though. There. Yeah, and now I just need to deconstruct the edge here. You need to go down 1, and then the one behind it needs to go down 3, or start with 3. But it needs to go considerably deeper than that. And then I need to increase this by 1 all the way around and pave over the top. And then I've got to figure out how to get the power shaft out. I've got to figure out how to get the path out too. I probably should end it at the aqueduct too. Refreshed and it went away? So we've taken crazy pills. That is a very strange one. Yeah, I might limit it to the aqueduct. Because I do need farming, at least some farming back here. So I want to push that like this area here I want to push back a little bit. Yeah, like push this back to about here. That is about the limit. At least the initial limit. I might just leave it as it is, not bury it, and then we'll come back to it. You can always add more windmills later. Kind of the whole exercise of the monstrosity that we're building is oh, okay then. Yeah, this whole exercise is sort of burying it, seeing how many windmills I can actually bury. So you go there. Yeah, I might move this over a little bit. Because yeah, I'm not really going to cram windmills in here. You almost need to like strap it to the power shaft to the back of this thing, and then it can go up the top. You can't get to that, can you? No, you can't. You got to this though. There you go. And these can immediately drop down, I assume. Yep, they're dropping down. And you can do that. And be merry. That's stairs, not path. Alright. Path over here, and there. Alright, how are we looking here? See that? Watered that. Oh, there's a little bit of not watered there. I think it might be okay. I need to pull the last tile in to see what happens. I thinks we needs to do's. So I'm going to high prioritize all of this just to get it done. Likewise, this. Yeah, just high prioritize a lot, even though they'll probably do it straight away. Because I may need to shrink the distance by a tile. Actually, doing these tiles might help the irrigation situation. It's a bit of a we'll see what happens next. Oh, that's going to detonate both. Sort of did want that to happen. Because I got to put more down. Like that. Where these should technically be... Yeah, you're inaccessible. Unless... Put one of them down. That should be enough. Alright, I need to use the slicer again. There we go. Raise that one up. No, is it 4, I think? Yep, 4. I need that one built. Then they can reach across. Yeah, no, they haven't done it yet. I was like, yeah, that's done it. But no, they haven't actually built any of this yet. Lack of trees and all that. How are we doing for ingredients? Potatoes, alright. I think some of this stuff can probably be scaled back. Thank you, autosave. We want wood, forester. How is a forester in the middle of all this? Would be amazing, but the problem is it sacrifices land for path, technically. That doesn't matter. Yeah, I'll check it there. I was going to think about, just that moment, I was thinking about speeding it up, but it's not actually going to do anything. Alright, so send you out, send you down. High prioritize you, get you to mechanical beavers. I think, yeah, mechanical beavers are actually idle at the minute. Okay. Yeah, it could be interesting to run this all the way along. Have feed this water into some kind of reservoir here to keep this topped up. Then it doesn't really matter what's there. Interesting thing is it doesn't actually matter what the spacing is because it's almost a zero cost setup. Like to bury the irrigation tiles. There we go. Yeah, see, it's not quite doing it there. Oop, that's a lumber mill. Say there. Just rotate it so it's more connected to. Oh, even better still. Even better still. Flip. Now I can go there. Could do another one on the other side and have like 4 of them total. There. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is going to need to go up a tile yet. It's all future me problems at this point. You actually built yet? No. But you're waiting on logs and planks. Arguably, this thing needs the logs and planks more than anything else. Alright, is there any logs that I can salvage? Realistically anywhere, other than... No, you're just eating all the gears. I almost forgot that it was a bad tide still. It's just... Bad tides, once you perfect sort of the bypass system, you just stop thinking about them. None of it really matters. It's very much a early game issue, not a late game issue. I say this every time. All of the challenges of the game are early game, and then every cycle it gets easier as long as you're staying ahead of the game. You know, you're maintaining the fundamentals of the colony. Once you get out of the early game, none of it matters. How are we looking here? Not great. Oh, I suppose you've got to build those stairs. I'll let that happen. I could pull this scaffolding down. It doesn't strictly need any more. I can save a little bit of material. It's not much, but it's something. The mine not running is also a good thing because it uses treated planks. No, the efficient mine uses treated planks. This one doesn't. Never mind. Another thing that the Iron Teeth do better is the efficient mine. They do like the efficient farmhouse though, which is pretty powerful. That third worker makes all the difference. And I don't mean that sarcastically, it really does. Where's this platform? I'm going to reduce that down a thingy, a notch. Reduce all you down a notch too. I just really need this to get built. Prioritize the planks into that. Oh, look at that. There's logs in there. It's true of all city builder games. Something bearing something that has one-off events that can be be more extreme and thus disrupt your systems. Yeah, I think that's why games like Caesar and Pharaoh they made a decent effort to throw curveballs at you, but even then it becomes easy to bypass. There we go. It's made all those logs accessible and planks accessible. Any other rubble stuck somewhere? It's interesting how hollow some of these are. Oh yeah, that's right, because of the inconsistent platforming. There. Some of the surviving Mars events can be quite difficult to deal with. Oh, that's a good point. You reminded me because I had surviving Mars, but I never actually started playing it. Okay, yeah, I did fill it in. How are you looking? 5 out of 10, 0 out of 7. You didn't actually get your thingies. That's annoying. I should lower your priority. That water level's looking awful low too. Dried up that, cleaned up that little bit. I'm just setting it up down here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3. 3. 3. 3. Like that. Nope. Calm down, game. Every now and then you just get these massive spikes of lagginess. Just the intense concentration of setting it up. Ah, that's interesting. It's actually off by 1. One, 2, 3, there. Does mean I need to extend down 1 then. Extend that. In fact, I'll do it now on this grid. It's easier just to paint the whole thing down, then delete it afterwards. 2, 3. There. 3. I mean, I could also probably eyeball it in line. 3. 3. 3. It wasn't letting me delete it for some reason. 3. 3. I could also zoom in and see the tessellation a little bit better too. A lot of things I could be doing that I'm not doing right now, and instead I'm just making life difficult on myself. 3. Now I just need a marker. I'll use more path. That's demolish, not path. There, there, and there. That's actually the right size. There you go. Sort of. No, it's off by 1. I think, yeah, they're all off by 1. that's slightly embarrassing now, isn't it? I managed to make them all off by one when I was measuring. Yeah, this is wrong. Be a 2-tile gap. It's a Redicus. Oh, hi. In theory, then this should come down one further. Main thing is that the where the posts are is mapped out. In an attempt to make it a little less confusing. Alright, you just need planks. Hopefully you'll see planks soon. Hopefully. I was sort of hoping the planks that they'd scooped up would actually go here, but I think they all went into over there. It's 1:21 AM and you can't sleep? Ah, came for something to put you to sleep then. I've been told that I'm great at putting people to sleep. I don't know if that's an insult or not. I'll take it as a compliment that my thing's been put on as background noise for going to sleep. Let's see now. Sort of the plank struggles. I'll pause all those so they don't consume the planks. Oh, I didn't see that too. You're swapping 3mm leads for 5mm leads. That's an interesting size change. It shouldn't actually be that hard. There shouldn't be much of a ground plane on that. Oh, just cancel that. I'm just gonna detonate it. I can't hold off any longer. I mean, at some point I'm gonna have to clean up this mess. That can be for future me. Future me to deal with. There we go. Now the gravity batteries have a little bit more to work with. Yeah, I'll have to put like platforms or something in to fix the rest of it. What are beavers up to? I'm sort of stuck playing the waiting game for now, it feels like. Feels like that's never getting harvested too. I mean, I'm sort of overdone the oh, that's actually dehydrating. Interesting. Wouldn't have thought that would happen. Haven't watched this for a while. Already looks like a mega factory. Yeah, things have admittedly slowed it down. Like we got the mega aqueduct going into the Badwater volcano, and we're now working on the underground windmills and the farm with the underground aquifer. I suppose I could do that to see these thingies a little bit easier. There, just be such a minor detail that is incredibly inconsequential, but I feel it's necessary to be done. I mean, that path's got to move eventually over to here, should the beavers ever find the planks to finish it. Just like finding the planks to finish that thing. What I might do is mark all those for chopping. Oh, that's actually run out of water. Circle drawings underground. Oh dear, don't encourage it. Otherwise I'll do it. I didn't actually see how long the bad tide was. This feels like a fairly long one. That's gone down a little bit. Yeah, that's dried up. Next drought, I'm probably going to need to rework this. Potentially lower it. PayPal or QR codes underground. Ah, there's a real sneaky one there. Put a little a PayPal me link underground. Just even better, like paint the entire under the map with like a like and subscribe message. There you go. There's some self-indulgence right there. Yeah, what do I want? Probably to fill this in. Yeah. If I was to do anything, I would fill this in a tile and then probably put another dam just before the one of the... Yeah, put it like a dam there. In fact, I don't even need to fill it in. I just put the dam there. Thinking. Maybe like a single... There's no real reason to have one, but I want to put one in. And then... Yeah, like a levee. And then a dam over the top of that. I'll set that to lower priority. And worst case scenario, what I would do is put a another dam over the top of it. Yeah, and there's just closed contamination. If for whatever reason contamination gets in there, then it can let it bypass. That's sort of why I've done it. It's completely unnecessary. The chances of it ever being contaminated is really low, so I don't imagine it being a thing. Ah, you're ready. Excellent. We need to raise your priority up. I'm going to make you Robo Beaver as well. Alright, so now they've got the thingies on the outside, I can get rid of this. Get rid of you. And get rid of you. I might need to raise that up a little bit, so I can make sure this stays watered. We need oaks. And something like that, and there. I could also subdivide this thing into different regions. What is that? 2, 4, and that's 3. 2, 4, 6, 7. I mean, I could earmark this section here, this row, for other stuff like foresters and tree cutters. And then there's, the 3 and the 6 on the other side. Yeah, this needs to be pushed down a tile. Then it would be nice and symmetric. Yeah, I need to push this in a tile as well. Just to force the issue, I'll do that to sort of maneuver in that direction. Feels like nothing gets done anymore. I don't really want to spend time required to double the beaver count. Yeah, increasing the beaver count gets to be a chore, doesn't it? Yeah, there's one there. What do we got in terms of logs? Nothing. You peel... Oh, you turn logs into paper directly. Okay. I was thinking it's peeled planks, but no. It's the game's not going to cause that much pain. If I was to do anything, it would probably be start removing. I'm going to remove you. Ah, good. I'm going to put a dam in here, like so. In fact, I'm going to make it a single tile, maybe double tile. And then, whoops, that's not dirt tiles. And then dirt tile around it, like that. That way, above a certain point, it drains in. Like when in theory, when the water's flowing, then it can drain in. Yeah, and then this is actually a higher priority. Get 4 bot manufactories and start replacing beavers. You're not doing that already? I mean, I'm sort of starved of only having one. I always go big on the mechanical beavers. Oh, apparently we've got a network error. I mean, apparently it's still sending. I just can't tell. I can't see anything. Me know if it rippy. As I say, like I don't know if it's broken or not. I mean, it still seems to be sending. Everyone's on Twitch apparently. Yeah, I mean, I'm always been that way inclined. Apparently, YouTube is a place to be because it's still working. I don't know if the Twitch one's working or not because I can't see it anymore. It's just a blank screen that can't show anything. So the next step... Yeah, I need you built before I can do anything. I need the bad tide to end, realistically. What I'm going to do for now, though... close you, keep you open. Now just open those two to let some water down. Like that. Just to try and refill and top up this bit. I'm only 3 days away, so it doesn't matter if I drain this thing a little bit. Yeah, and hopefully, I mean, it'll be a little bit more efficient if this was built, but it's not the end of the world. Here it is. It's flowing around. Yeah, the sooner I can get the trees planted, the better. I just need these planted now. Here it comes. Thank you, game. Is trying to plant. Or I should see some water appearing underneath. Should. Oh, look like might have been a little bit. Main thing is it's not spilling out over there. What I might do, just use the old trick and plant some birches just there, and then some pines, just to give different levels of tree. Like these are birch is one, but it's super quick, and the pines are a little bit longer. So I should see them by the time the next drought or whatever comes. Right, how much is that drained? Quite a bit. to the point where it's actually below the first thingy. That's why it's taking so long. Yeah, it's spilling in a little bit, but it's not quite getting there. There we go, yeah. It's just kicked in then. So now, yeah, it's all going green, so now the mechanical beaver can spend... Because mechanical beavers, they only need biofuel, and I suppose catalyst and punch cards to the to a lesser extent. But they can run through the night. Should the farm always be hydrated? It should. It actually dried out. I want this to be feeding all of it, but it's not set up to do it yet. I need this here to help supply it. It's not being well supplied at the minute. And as I was sort of alluding to, I need a supply of, like a reservoir of water to feed into it from over here, which could come from the canal. Time to build another aqueduct? I mean, extend this one along so I can separate out the clean water from the bad water. So the bad water flows into the volcano, and then the clean water continues flowing on. And then I would get the extension over here. It's into a giant puddle over here, giant vat. How's that looking? Very drained. Yeah, that must have been a near 30-day bad tide. Oh no, I was going to say it must be done, but no, it's got a little bit to go. What do they say? Like 8 days? 7 days. So they'll be done in no time. So these are going to take ages because they're 30 days, and pines are like 8 or 12. Was it pine? 12 days, yeah. But they give 2 logs for 12 days, which is still better than 1 for 7. Is that flooding on the farm now? Yeah, so we're filling up underneath the farm area now. The water is filling up. If I was particularly crafty, I would figure out where the next lot of dynamite needs to go. But apparently I just missed it. That's there. And then there. And this helps it hydrate. That's what the dynamite's for. It's part of the hydration system. And this one, because it's not actually done yet, I can delete. And then delete underneath and immediately build the thingy. I can also delete that. It's always a good sign when you see the platforms being built. It means lumber is flowing. It's like magic, this is. How are you doing for dirt? Where's the thingy? There. Okay, we're full up on dirt. Very good. There we go. And the bad tide hath ended. I'll switch you back to auto. It's going to take quite a while to refill. Ah, look who's done. Excellent. Excellent. Alright. You, a 6-way. There. That's not going to happen anytime soon. Yeah, see, this is all hydrated now that those are done. Oh, and there's meant to be one there as well. One there. And there. And there. Cool. Righty. Oh, things are happening again. Hey, it came back. How nice of it. What was I after? I was after a thingy. Trees. Oak trees. Even more oak trees. Gonna need a lot of woodcutters though. Cancel planting area. Yeah, I'll cancel all that area so I can have room for like 4 log cutters. That's not right. That's not right at all. That's way all kinds of off. Oh. 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 Why I'd like to do it all in sort of a layer by layer system. So I can actually make it right. Yeah, you see... I mean, that should be the correct spacing. Oh, it was 2, not 1, that's why. It doesn't matter in the scheme of things. Like I can shuffle that one over. Shuffle that one. I mean, I would correct it eventually. So that all the pillars are correct. You know, correct spacing and all that. So yeah, I would run that row. I would fix that one. Fix that row. You're off by 1. Alrighty. Pass mode is attempting to spell something. Apparently. Alright, how are we looking here? It's still filling. We're on day 2 and it's still filling. Building this too, apparently. It's all happening. Ah, just a plain old drought. I may not actually be able to fill everything at this rate. I mean, this is also flowing as well. I guess if I'm going to be extending this thing, potentially I'll get rid of all that. It's so close though. As soon as I've moved the logs, I can move this, lift it up a tile, and yeah, completely migrate all the lumber stuff over to here. Oh, actually, what I should be doing, but I'm not currently doing. How can I do it actually? As a zipline thing is what I'm thinking of. I'm just trying to think how I can incorporate a zipline into the system. Other than maybe go up there and then down. I need like a central zipline point. I'll probably use up here as a central zipline point to go to all the different areas. Ah, it's almost done though. It's still not spilling over. Yeah, so I'm getting logs coming in, just not at a great rate. Okay, you're a timber bot. Probably just going to pause that because we don't have a huge demand for dirt at the minute. These are also eating... Are they eating stuff? No, not yet. They will be eating stuff eventually. Okay, it's finally almost over the top. Now we play the waiting game. Ah, there it goes. And hopefully we'll get these done. I don't think it will though. Ah, there it is, flowing. Need to squeeze a depth gauge into here somehow. Put a zipline station on top just to help hide the underneathy bit. Ah, that's really gone up in height. It's actually flowing around there. Interesting. Yeah, I haven't looked greatly into how the fluid dynamics works if you have like a high level and then a low level. Hate these gameplays. We're waiting, doing. Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm a bit stuck at. Oh, I need to drain that. Open. Open. Yeah, because I only have a very small lumber production area. I'm stuck waiting for lumber to grow. But we're starting to move it over here, which is a good thing. Yeah, we're starting to move it over here, so... oh, I'll make you mechanical beavers, mechanical, and mechanical. Yeah, now that trees are over here, things will start speeding up again. What are you at? 91%. See, the first lot's almost here. You're only a quarter of the way, and you've only just been planted. I could benefit from another forester too. Yeah, it's just waiting for all those platforms to happen. Fortunately, I did flood this area again. Isn't good. You have YouTube Premium, so any streamer on YouTube... So any streamer on YouTube is... instantly swap, since no ads. Oh, yeah. I didn't even see the whole ad thing on YouTube. It doesn't give you, like, what... It doesn't display ad breaks or anything. It just sort of happens. Very much done on purpose. Also, hello, Mr. Bonus. Boop. Yeah, that one's the erroneous one. Other levy says it can't build. This one? Oh, it should be able to now. They just got to reach across. Everything down here should be able to be built. There is path underneath. Ah, look at that. We're getting some lumber. It lies? Yeah. Sometimes you've got to be a little crafty with it. Try and trick the game into... The game will lie to you in saying that they can't reach it, but they can. Oh, that's actually because the thing's there it's backed up. That means I could probably increase that to 0.65. upside down to me. Just learnt about wombats. Yeah, when it comes to wombats, you really don't want to be uh, finding their burrows and playing with their babies. They're like nature's tanks. Maybe, tanks? Sort of an APC, really. Yeah, APC is not inaccurate. Yeah, so this can raise up to 0.75. So it can bring the height right up. Around here. So it can flow around and flow around. And then it doesn't matter here. And then it can push more water into here. And it shouldn't flow over. Might need to put a depth gauge in, where is it? Water, depth gauge, just here, just to keep an eye on things. Quite happy with how this turned out though, otherwise. It's it's going to change how I do sort of plantations and things if I can build a giant reservoir underneath of the plantation. Yeah, so this is all hollowed out. For those who haven't seen, this is all hollowed out, and I've just, because you can now, built dirt tiles on top, and each of these pillars is what triggers or allows it to be irrigated. How long is a ruler down there? Well, this one should be as tall as the thingy. This one is 2 tiles deep. I probably should give this one a depth gauge as well, but meh. Yeah, I'll just keep expanding that out. Let's see. Oh, I don't want to demolish. I just want to cancel 1 tile there. Yeah, there. And then I need to find that tile there to remove the one that's already down there. How long is a ruler? That. Yeah, that's right. Depends on which side you look at it. On one side, it goes from 0 to 30 centimeters, and on the other side, it goes from 0 to like 12 inches. 12 inches, 10 inches, whatever it is. It's usually something like that. Sometimes it's like 25 centimeters, 28 centimeters, depending on the length. For a standard ruler, that is. So yeah, you look on one side, it'll be like, I'm actually looking at one now, 0, and then goes from 0 to 250, and then the other side, it's 0 to 10 inches. And that would be a 10-inch ruler. And then you could get a longer one or a short one, like a meter ruler, go all the way up to a meter ruler, or you could get a 5-inch ruler. I just chuck some oak trees in the middle of the in the middle of the pine plantation. The only downside to allowing all this round is it does increase evaporation, so I'm just evaporating water for no reason. So I probably should reduce that back down to 0.4. You hate Twitch's pre-roll ads? You think they're the worst? They are. I think they still do. Yeah, I think they still do them on raids and things. And the end result of that is you have a 90 to 95% bounce rate. Like, people click off a raid 90% of the time because of the raid pre-rolls, completely killing the idea of a raid. stream is super delayed. It should be like 10... Oh, it's probably because of all the drop frames. It's fallen behind. It's all messed up. Because I made a whoopsie. A whoopsie doopsie. Oh, you poor... Okay. Yeah, so one thing's very apparent with the Twitch player is you don't... You just get a live video. You don't have any kind of buffering or seeking. Oh, wow, the game does not like that. What am I trying to do? That. Then a little bit more. 3. I'm confused now. You get rid of that. All that. And all that. You go. There. There should be 2 tiles, and yeah. And these are where the pillars should be. And I do that just to correct this dimension. Like so. And we blow up the rest. Perfectly reasonable thing to do. Yeah, so now there should be a perfect grid of tiles except for that there, which I need to fix. Which I'm almost ready to fix. And then extend this one tile. 2 bot makers per set of part makers, but look, yeah, it's the timing works out to be 2 makers per thing. So you make 2 towers of like I only did 1 to start with, but you make 2 towers, like 1 with 2 of these, 1 with 1 of them, and then a thingy on top. You don't actually have to do that, but it's more space efficient to do it that way. Make me a thingy. Alright. Beavers, don't get blowed up. It'll be your own fault if you get blown up. Alright. Paths, you... So we do our platform. And we go dirt. Nope, not dirt. Dirt. Detonate. Platform. And finally, another layer of dirt. How far off growing are you? 77%. Okay, so it'll probably happen in the not too distant future. Yeah, so now this thing aligns to my pattern here, mostly. Over here is the only thing that's slightly off. It needs to be 2 dots worth, so it should actually be like that. And then it extends out 1 more tile. It's only off by a single tile too. 2, and 1, 2, 3, like that. And that should continue there. Should be 1, 2, 1, 2, yeah. Yeah, so this just needs to be trimmed by a single tile, and then that's all good. Which we can arrange quite easily now too, by the way, because we have access to copious amounts of dynamite. You know what, let's just trim the whole lot, because I can. There. I won't trim that though. The height of the water is still a bit of an unknown. How are we doing over here? I think our shortage of timber is still sort of killing the dream down here though. But it's underway. We got the general gist of what we're intending set up to bury our windmills. Probably actually extend it further that way. I'll go this way. Do a single platform for now, and then we'll extend this further that way and further that way should we need to. I don't want to start too big just yet. Emphasis yet. Okay, so that's actually right where it needs to be already. That needs to drop down a tile, like so. And like so, and like so. Although I'm not dropping it down past there as yet. Let's see now. Get you around do the old reach around. Was that 2? I'm just going to trim the whole thing right back. There we go. Do it a little bit of decoration like so. There. I'll work around that for now. That should be all good. And then the final step is paving over it with dirt, of which we need... Oh, I want to be careful doing all that, actually. I just realised I need to go down 1, not 2. That would make a heck of a lot more sense. There. Because I've got to raise the terrain up a tile. Alrighty. Bring it all the way back to there, to there. Just follow the contour of this. And it'll be like, when it's done, you wouldn't even know it was there. It's sort of a secret underground thing. You know, hiding it away from the world, and so no one can see it and find it. I don't need to get rid of the stumps, but they're marked now. It's committed. And then, yeah. Calm down, game. There it goes. Jeez, it was really delayed. Bottom corner need to be 2? Yeah, because it needs a platform. It needs a platform to extend out. And what I'll do is come out to there. 1 after the aqueduct, we'll say. Maybe even the one of the aqueduct. Still got to get all that land done somehow. I'll need a stairway. There. Some of it will actually happen up top. And then it just pushes across as we bury all of our windmills. Alrighty. As I say, worst case scenario, if we want to make it bigger, maybe I shouldn't do this just yet, in case I want to make it bigger. I'll cancel that for now. I'll focus on burying it, and yeah, I might even low prioritize those as well. Yeah, I'll low prioritize those, let everything else build, and then if I want to extend it this way, I can. If I was to extend it, I would have another central column. So it would be a 6-way. 1, 2, 3, like that. And then there. So it would extend to there. So with that knowledge, I would extend this out to here. Because yeah, that would be the new layer that it would be on. That's a lot of windmills too. There's so many windmills. I mean, I'm not against it. Cool. That's got that out the way. Let's get it more out the way. Just like a little bit there as well. Like that. There. Yeah, now they have access to this, they'll come out and do that next. And they'll just keep on doing that. Now path. Extend the path, extend the path. That legitimately... Do you matter? No, you don't matter. I don't need that. Love you make the green grass after blowing what's above it. Oh yeah, because because when it's up so high, it doesn't get hydration, and then as soon as you lower it down, it's fixed. Ah, would you look at that? Blow up you and blow up you. Well, actually, which one's which? Oop, that's all the way down to 0. That one is a double dynamite. There. Oh yeah, and just like that. Ready for the next one. If I was feeling particularly keen, I would set up a second town here and a district gate across the bridge. That could be one of the final things I do. There we go. It's down to the last one. I suppose I should actually trim that down to the correct height as well. Hang on. 3. Oh, okay, yeah. It's just because it's such so far down the construction queue. Infinite research? No. Technically, yes, for the Iron Teeth, because there's a tower that uses research. There's like a radio tower for boosting the mechanical beavers on the Iron Teeth faction that you can consume research on, but otherwise research is finite. So what is driving me to do all this? So update 7 adds the full 3D terrain, which is the reason why I'm able to bury windmills and have an aquifer underneath a farm like this. So my ear just got really itchy. Yeah, so update 7 lets you put dirt tiles on top of platforms and these overhangs, which wasn't possible in the previous version of the game. So this is all new stuff. And so just because I'm putting stuff underground, because you're finally allowed to. That's yeah. I guess that's the roundabout way of saying yeah, it is all just because you can now. Yeah, you just need to do that, and then I can trim all this down. Yeah, I'll hold off on this. No, it doesn't matter. I wasn't intending on pushing it further this way. Or was I? Maybe that's what I do, is push it further this way instead of that way. I'm so indecisive. Just in time for night time. to see the fireworks around the thingy, the agora. Yeah, I want to preserve this height because it's actually useful. Yeah, I think the answer is actually push it this way, right into the corner where there's nothing really there. After all that indecision, I finally concluded something. So bad. How are we doing on food? It's still at 1.6k. We're a little light on most things. Down to just carrots. No baked potatoes, actually. Tail roots. There is regular potatoes. Oh, it's probably lack of logs. That's why. Alright, so now you are a platform. And you and dirt are dirt. So now if I come down to 3, it should be, yeah, so there's the new platform. And hang on. Why isn't there? Oh no, yeah, it should be a platform, and there should be a dirt. Yeah, there's a dirt block. Oh wait, no. I need to do a third one. Okay. So that one there also needs to be fixed. This row here is also faulty. Okay, that makes sense now. Just ironing out all the little kinks in the system. Then it will be perfection. Alrighty. Oop, that's still on. Oh, I think otherwise that might be a good time to leave it there for today. There's going to be a lot of waiting for now, I think. Just waiting for this to fill in. I'll probably leave the game run to fill this in and just get the lumber situation under control again. What I'll probably do is, because this is 2, 4, 6, 7, I'll change the 7th row into like the utility row for where the path and the foresters sit. Something like that. 2, 4, 2, 3. Yeah, maybe even divide it up into chunks of 3 or 3 by 4s or something. Was it 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12? How about 3 by 6 or something? Yeah, and then the path can go. I can split it in half for the path to minimize travel time. But yeah, I think it's a good time to leave it there. It is lunchtime for me. So that is pretty much it for me for the week. I am keen to do the workbench later in the week, my Friday. So keep an eye out for that. That'll be Twitch only, that one. I'm not going to bother with the YouTube situation for that. It's also off topic for gaming, so I can't really do it on the channel. It gets a bit weird. Underground piles, create a backstock for stream use. Yeah, I should do that. I'll set up some storage. I mean, in saying that, I did actually have an underground pile for logs and things, but it's just because I had to turn all the logs into food. That kind of put a bit of a spanner in things. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. So keep an eye out on. So today for me is Wednesday. So 2 days from now will be. I'm aiming to do a workbench stream. We'll do some retro computing with that, and yeah, that's it for me for today. Thank you for being here, watching, hanging out, all that good stuff. I nearly typed the wrong thing. There's that stuff there. For those that don't know, they're on the YouTube. There's that stuff there. If it shows, it'll show up eventually, maybe. The YouTube API is much slower. Much slower than the Twitch one, so the thing takes like 30 seconds to kick in. It also assumes I spelled it. It looks like I spelled it right. See, I'm just really just stalling now. But yeah, that's it from me. So thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time, and bye-bye for now. I said that. There it is.